Hey, good morning, everybody. It's early mornings, LALATE. You made it through Halloween. You crushed Halloween. Or maybe Halloween crushed you. Did you crush the pumpkin? Did the pumpkin crush you? Did you, crush the candy? Or did the candy crush you? Or is that a video game Candy Crush? Yeah. Sometimes Congress thinks before we do. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's early mornings, LALATE, and here I am. I got through Halloween. Did you get through Halloween? Did you see anything that scared you more than looking at a member of Congress? It's just, there was a lot of ghouls and goblins last night. But let's talk about Halloween. Enough about Congress. All right, let's get to the stuff today. It's so exciting you join me. The bacon's bacon, the coffee's brewing, the butter's buttering, the coffee is on the stove, the milk is milking, and sirloin is probably tipped over from Halloween. So I'm so glad you joined me. It's going to be a great day. It's Sunday. It's, we're almost through the weekend. One more day to celebrate before you get back to Monday. So just enjoy. Put your feet up, relax. Thank you for joining me on what's going to be a really wonderful day. If it's depending on where you are, you still may be able to see the super moon. Excuse me, the blue moon. It's not a super moon, dude. It's a blue moon. It's a full moon. It's a hunter moon. It has a lot of names, but it's not a super moon. So go outside after the video. Don't miss the video first. Just watch the video, then you go see the moon. Because its peak time sometimes is in the early dawn morning as well. So glad you joined me. If you're new to this channel, go to the Phones channel, subscribe because, we're going to have a great day and it just started. This is the part of a 1 hour broadcast that continues at 6:30 at the bottom of the hour, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with another video 30 minutes from now, so don't miss that as well. And if you're new to Early Mornings LA, oh boy, you're in store for a lot of fun. To the right of this channel, right of the video, is a super chat, an instant premiere live chat. It's exciting. It's a lot of fun. It is featured on Early Mornings LA because this is an enhanced viewing experience. And because it is, there's a live chat on the right. That live chat is only when the video debuts at 6 a.m. And so you can chat with your Purple Power buddies. You can talk about your Halloween costumes. You can talk about the candy you got or didn't get. And it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to interact with the Purple Power community, to follow us as channel. So if you've not done it, jump over there and chat and super chat. It'll be featured in the next video as well. All right, so there's a lot of breaking news for this Sunday morning as the president and vice president start their morning stops. And so let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you have a Sunday morning is the president and the VP make their final push on a Sunday, less than really 48 hours before election night? And what's important to understand is that most analysts now believe we won't know major results on Tuesday night. We won't know them Wednesday morning. We may not know them for days. Pennsylvania is now indicating that several of its counties won't start even counting ballots until Wednesday. Hello? What? Georgia may have runoff races. Those may not be held until January. And contested elections, runoff elections, all that and more could make this, longer than a hair extension on Real Housewives of Orange County. It just could go on for a while. Now, that what you should expect for Tuesday is ultimately, if the results are very far apart, then you shouldn't be expecting much of anything but a lot of chatter, because a very wide margin of victory means that if there are contested elections, runoff elections, outstanding ballots, those may not make the difference ultimately. But what's important to understand is that there's going to be a lot of uncertainty, and Wall Street doesn't like uncertainty. And what it does have certainty with, it also doesn't like as well. Overnight, England went on lockdown. If you missed it on LALATE yesterday, on Saturday, Boris Johnson announced England is going on lockdown, and it impacts you for your second stimulus check and third stimulus package for a lot of reasons because uh, it's just it forecasts what could be coming for us next. Our number of COVID-19 cases is at record highs. 14 states are at their all-time highs. ICU occupancies is ramping up in Midwest states, and we're at 100,000 new COVID cases a day now. We were at 77,000 a week ago on Friday when I said, hey, get ready for Wall Street to take a tumble from it. Well, Wall Street did take a tumble. And Wall Street has not been in session since Thursday's number, which was 83,000. And that was not good. That was Thursday. And at the time, Wall Street's, big analyst, Dr. Scott Gottlieb, who's a CNBC analyst, so he's paid to talk on a regular basis, and he's the former FDA chair. He said, expected to be 100,000 on Friday, Saturday. It was, but Wall Street was closed. So this, as Sunday morning, we won't see the impact of this on your stimulus check or stimulus packages or Wall Street until Monday early morning's broadcast. Then we'll see the pre-trading hour results, and we'll start to see the analyst results. Now, in some cases, we have Sunday reports that come out from analysts that say, hey, we don't like this. We don't like the number of COVID-19 cases. We don't like the lack of second stimulus. We don't like the threat of lockdowns. We don't like the threat of no stimulus for lockdowns. And we don't like the concern that perhaps the therapeutics to get through COVID and the vaccine for COVID may not roll out in a mass quantity until January. And so all that sort of compounds itself. What you need to understand is that this all is wrapped up into your second stimulus check. You're owed a second stimulus check. You're owed multiple stimulus checks. And you're owed stimulus checks if you go onto lockdown for a third stimulus period. Let's go over this. The first stimulus package was passed in the spring. And at the time, you're supposed to get a check for March, April, May. You got one check. You didn't get the one for April, May. We sort of rubbed it off because by May, there was a new bill produced. And that said, okay, you're going to get another stimulus check. We assumed the bill was going to pass in May. It didn't get passed in May. And so now, as we sit here in November 1st, congratulations, November 1st, you have still not got a stimulus check since March. And some of you never got a stimulus check. Those are my veterans, for example, who are adult dependents on someone else's tax return. You never got a stimulus check. And so what does the federal government want to say? They want to say, okay, I'll give you a watered down stimulus check. I'll give you a $1,000 stimulus check, and that'll cover you from April to November. Excuse me? Excuse me? And guess what? I want to put you on lockdown in November and December and January and February, and I'm not going to give you a check for that either. What? Now, let's compare England, Germany, and France, which certainly are different economies, but they're not third world countries, and they provide stimulus relief to their citizens. So where is this federal government? Some states overnight have said, you know what, we can't keep on doing this for our citizens. We're going to start sending out money to our citizens, but not every state can afford it. Some states are having big financial problems, and those financial problems don't allow them to go bankrupt. And because under the Constitution, states can't go bankrupt. So they're looking to the federal government to help you. Overnight, I detailed a lot of states like Vermont, Missouri, that are sending out money for their essential workers, hazard pay. That's also important because as the pandemic rages on and new COVID-19 cases impact us, you have two things that impact you. Price of things in the market, that's costs of living for my SSDI, SSI, and Social Security benefit viewers. And we also have the impact of you working in the grocery store. The Federal Reserve is set to talk in the next 48 hours, hopefully, because Wall Street says the Federal Reserve can't stay quiet. The Wall Street says that the Federal Reserve needs to step up when you have emergency situations like this. And the emergency situation is the 100,000 COVID-19 cases. Can you imagine that 48 hours before the presidential election, for a president who has focused more on the stock market than any president, could see the stock market take a tumble because every major factor that you don't want to have happen is happening exactly at the same time? You have one, COVID-19 cases at a record high. Two, threat of lockdowns. Three, Unemployment numbers feared going the other direction. 4. Foreign countries that we do trade with, England, France, Germany, go on lockdown. 5. Election uncertainty because of runoffs and contested elections. Everything seems like it's compounding itself at the same time. Ultimately, we can only see, but we can't read the tea leaves. And Wall Street may trade up. But what Wall Street is predicting is that they need to shout loud. And what Wall Street is shouting loud about is for your stimulus checks. They're shouting loud to send out stimulus checks, FPUC, and hazard pay. They're shouting loud for the Federal Reserve to step up and send out stimulus relief. They're shouting out for PPP and EIDL. They're shouting out for a lot of things to be done right now. And that ultimately, a lot of you are having the same reaction to the stimulus bickering that Wall Street's having. The only difference is Wall Street impacts a lot of people quicker and louder. Let me go with some incredible questions and comments from yesterday's video. Russell Adams, I can't believe President Trump is throwing us under the bus and providing stimulus. Mary Abrogas, good morning, Purple Power, everyone. Beautiful day to everyone. Hello, Mary. Andy, San Francisco's closing down again. Looks like the Wicked Witches are going to get her hair done for a while. Hello, Andy. How are you? Lorraine May, because the president says the virus pandemic is over, he's trying to keep people from knowing the virus is getting worse. Phyllis Buckmeister, good morning, LA Purple Power family. Good morning for everyone from Arkansas. Oh, Arkansas, wonderful state. How are you, Phyllis? Cesar Duliba, I was taught as a young child that money is not everything, but it's ahead of whatever's in second place. Never thought it would be a true story. We need the money now. Thank you for that great comment, Cesar. Melissa, we owe them money. They've got lawyers to make sure they got our money. Oh, excuse me. When we owe them money, they've got lawyers to make sure they got our money. Interesting. Jill Guerrerot. Good morning, Purple Power family. Still praying for everyone and all those idiots to wake up in reality. Come on already. Send out our stimulus and executive orders. Shaking my head. Yes, the president can do executive orders down to the final minute. With the president's race really not looking good for the president, it's just too close to call. You would think he'd do executive orders and put himself over the top. Can he? Will he? 48 hours to go. Let's do it. Larry, maybe those other countries don't have these petty, childish, personal vendettas with the likelihoods of congressional leaders. I don't think they do. They're like taking the greater good of the people a hell of a lot more seriously. This country's just embarrassing, just hideous. Michael Kilgore, what are you waiting for? We need a second stimulus check now, not later. That's what I've been talking about. You need your second stimulus check to get you up to date on your electric bill, on your rent, on your utilities to now. Then that would bring you up to the present. You would be whole, what's called whole now. Then if the government or your city or county or state announces you're going on lockdown in December, well, then they got to get ready that bill now and pay you ahead of time so that when you're on lockdown, you'll have money for food and gas, because you can't go on lockdown with no stimulus check. How is humanity possible that you don't have the people that elected you helping you? We're in dire needs. Do this today, not tomorrow, not later. Again, what in the world? Very well said. If you have questions or comments to today's video, drop them in the comments below and I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. Go to the front channel, subscribe, because together we're going to get through this together. We absolutely are. There's a lot of twists and turns. It's important that you stay focused and on point. Also, like this video. Coming up next is the continuation of Early Mornings LALATE at 6:30 a.m. Pacific, at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's at the bottom of the hour, so don't miss that recording. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay alive for more.